Focus, we're going to be reporting on one of the effects of the horrific Rwandan genocide of 20 years ago, being marked, of course, around the world and here on France 24 this week. Today we're reporting on the 2 million Hutus who, once the Tutsis took power in Rwanda, fled to neighbouring Democratic Republic of Congo. Ever since, the militiamen, many of whom carried out that genocide, have survived as the FDLR, that's the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda, the self-proclaimed defenders of Hutu refugees. France 24's correspondents Léa Westerhoff and Mehdi Medib have been to meet them.
It may look like they are celebrating, but this is actually a political song. These Rwandan refugees are calling on their president to start a dialogue so they can go back home. The dancing is not spontaneous. Every detail has been carefully organized by the Rwandan Hutu rebels for us journalists to see. Their aim is to display these Hutu women and children as victims, abandoned by the international community, they say, afraid to return to Rwanda.
People are being killed, imprisoned. Even now, there are people who flee Rwanda and come here every day. So how can you say it's possible to go back, when at the same time, people are still fleeing their homeland?
For the last 20 years, the FDLR say they have been protecting these Rwandan Hutu refugees. Back in '94, when Tutsis took power in Rwanda, hundreds of thousands of Hutus fled the country, fearing reprisal attacks. They settled in villages like this one in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. But even here, they were hunted down by the Rwandan army and tens of thousands were killed.
I don't want to go back to Rwanda because of what I saw and what the Tutsis have done over the past 20 years. They're still chasing me.
Those responsible for these post-genocide massacres have never been brought to justice. Today, the Rwandan rebels are on a mission. No guns, no uniforms. They want to look respectable. The FDLR say they have disarmed and are ready for a political dialogue. But their position on the genocide is still very ambiguous.
A genocide? Really? I don't know. You have to ask someone else. We have more important matters to deal with than to recognize a genocide or not. I don't think the judiciary is the one that can say who was a perpetrator of a genocide and who was not.
The FDLR claim their struggle is non-violent, but for the past 20 years they have been living off the back of the Congolese population, looting and attacking villages, often with extreme brutality.
The FDLR have caused us a lot of problems. One night they came here, they undressed me even though I was 6 months pregnant. They beat me up, as well as my kids. They have taken everything. Because of the trauma, I lost the child.
While Rwanda is commemorating the genocide in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the FDLR rebels still haven't disarmed, and villages like this one still pay the price for a 20-year-old conflict that didn't take place in their country. 20 years later, these Hutu refugees have decided to go back home. Not an easy decision to make after so many years away from their country.
These last 20 years in the Democratic Republic of Congo weren't easy. We were moving all the time. But now it's all over. There's no more war. So it's time for me to go back home. I'm very happy about that. I'm not afraid anymore, and I won't have any problems because there's security there now.
Feelings of joy mixed with fear. After years spent hiding in the forest under the influence of FDLR propaganda in Rwanda, they worry about what they will find on the other side.
Someone who spent 20 years in the bush in the Congolese forest and then comes back to Rwanda needs some time to adapt. The changes make them hesitant. They're also concerned about the judiciary. Since the UNHCR started the repatriation operation, more than 100,000 people have gone back to Rwanda.
A few meters away, Rwanda, and a long-awaited return for these Hutu refugees, who now hope for a peaceful future in their home country.
Yeah, an emotional report there from Lisa Westerhoff. Going to go to sport now. It's mostly today about Chelsea PSG. Paris Saint-Germain, that is. Massive game in the